remember something. Probably used it. Bag is falling out. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. Oh, beautiful fellow human beings. This is a little loud, kind of like television static. So, I'm gonna wear this to have a more plain background. Now, not too sure what to give a go at learning today, so probably just going to let's see what I got. As far as hooks, I am looking for a pack of spoons. I just need the spoon portion because I finally did find my split rings, really nice heavy duty ones, so could start adding some spoons to things, which I know will do really well in the ponds. And started mentally mapping out what to do as far as testing with the fly pole, because I haven't touched water yet. Tried a little bit in the canal, however I couldn't reach the water. Hello David Smith, and hello Angel. So going to get right into it, and probably, yeah, if anybody has any recommendations as far as anything they would either like tied or anything really. And I'm gonna use a slightly large hook. Wanted to make a really small bait fish. So got a nice, I'm guessing size 8. And it's gonna go right in a barbless. So good job. Yeah, not too sure what to work on. Waiting for a book. See, yeah, this is a little loud, so I'm gonna put this on over. I'm a craftsman. How does this go again? Alright, that's gonna be good enough. Just wanna kind of have a plainer back. Oh, that doesn't really help. Anyway, hope everyone's having a beautiful day. Yeah, I really don't. Oh, lost something. So, wanted to do some wet flies. I'm just going to weigh this hook down, but I really running a blank. I really want to do some small bait fish. If anyone has any pattern recommendations. So looking at wet flies here, I really want to do the Royal Coachman wet. However, I don't have any quills or wings yet. And I could use just about any of the dubbing that I've managed to put together, as it's pretty much all for wet. Alright. Maybe a woolly worm. I do have biots. Let me see. Woolly worm. Tail. Strip of dyed red duck quill. It says strip, so does that require both sides? Body. Black chenille ribbed with silver oval tinsel. Here, let me see. Okay, wet flies. dry salmon fly. Maybe we'll try that. I don't have any upturned hooks. I'm not sure if there's, let us see, steelhead flies, that would be nice. The boss looks quite nice. Interesting placement of eyes. Is that on both sides? Let's see. So I always mean to do this before stream, however, I get very sidetracked. Let's see. Hey, that Alaska Marianne looks really good. I don't have any jungle cock currently, or any substitution for let us see. Squirrel tail. I could look at the properties of the squirrel tail. Black seal fur, ribbed. Alright. So, hey kiddos, how you doing today? Blanket food being tortured. Guess you wouldn't be able to see. My face is like breaking out. Human being. Kanye West. Wow. I wish I could, honestly. I like just about all music. And, however, I always get like yelled at by YouTube and I have to mute the portion. I do see streams have music quite frequently, and I'm not sure how much of a headache they gotta deal with to do so, because it would be really nice. I have a tendency to fill the silence with my own voice, and that's less than ideal. Let's see, a Zug bug. Are these? Let's see. Okay. Wet fly patterns. It's just a matter of having either the materials or anything I could substitute with them. But for some reason, I haven't been able to find any to land on. So I might just end up making more mosquitoes, which I haven't got to a point where I'm super happy with the outcome, so probably would be worth some practice. And I did want to try the dental floss striping. I think I have some, like, not... Oh, I wanted to see. Does it have it? Let's see. Mine doesn't have it. They said on every every tape measure, they have the width of this portion on it, but this one does not. So if you hit the end of a wall, you don't have to like bend it. You can just add to this portion. However, mine does not include such measurement. Not missing it anywhere. Interesting. So, alright, I'm just gonna get into a mosquito. It's a bit large one because it is Florida Swamp. And gonna have to get some thread and feathers. Yeah, any patterns that perhaps require not like the most hard to come by materials. I've had been looking more into substitutions, like instead of partridge, go for the speckled chicken. So I'm trying to find whole skins to better get acquainted with the feather types. And finally understand what CDC is, because I did want to double check the meaning of Col de Canard, and means duck's bottom or butt, and they are floating feathers. What would you call it? Buoyant feathers. They have a ton of buoyancy, and they're around their bum. Or I already forgot the name of the gland. Dang it! But really neat. And also finally seeing exactly where the biots come from on goose and turkey. So let me get up a little bit and get some feather ends. And getting closer and closer to just taking the leap and giving it a go, because I haven't taken the there's a few things that I didn't understand, like honestly, what happens when you hook something and what the workflow looks like for that. However, I vaguely understand the stripping process, and I want to give it a go so I could cement whatever understanding I can manage thus far. So picking up some feathers, got a nice smorgasbord, which we were watching a video on one in Pennsylvania that looked like paradise. I have no need to exaggerate. Oh, look at that stunning, random, deformed feather. Something else. So this little chunk of, I believe to be hen. I'm using this for the wings because I have maybe this. And I believe this to be rooster. Oh, I long for the day where I can confidently tell the two apart, because I'll feel like I can, and then I look back at it and I'm like, ooh, that looks very similar. So what I'm trying to describe is, I'm looking down, it's so, I don't know if you can tell. These are the two I'm always never sure about, because I don't have that understanding yet. I know the rooster feathers are way pointier, but these ones I just never too sure about. So let's see. Gonna grab some of these long bits of this rooster feather from a bugger pack. This is probably the nicest feathers I've ever worked with and I've ever owned. And isn't that immense? So you could really get a feel for all different kinds of feathers, and depending on where you pull from, it's just absolutely wild. So I am looking for anyone who specializes in fowl. So grabbing some of these long tendrils for her tail here. Now, let me go back to the page because the proportions are something I always have off currently, and it'll probably be like that for a good minute, to be totally honest. Until I actually get out there and practicing with these firsthand and seeing how everything behaves. I think there's a hair too many. I'll take some out. I always put too much in the back area. So, get some loose wraps. So we can get it in position. That's quite nerve-wracking. Hitting that string on anything, you're causing weakness. And I'm still just trying to get the mechanics of tying down, to be totally honest. The next thing I want to start getting better at is proportions, of course, but also at least putting them in water to see exactly how the dry ones will float, if they do, what needs to change. Because sometimes, I mean, I try to think of like how it will float or how it will move, but without experience and complete understanding, not much to do with that. And one thing is like how it will be positioned. There's a really cool graphic in this fly tying, which I'm sure it's common knowledge. However, I didn't tie this on right. So, like how it floats and how and where the stuff is attached to. This book teaches you in a really kind of fluid manner, but sometimes it's hard to find a certain page. I should have marked it. So I try to at least pay some form of mind to where the stuffing is. See how the placement of the buoyant material greatly dictates where that, or how that hook is positioned. And I do think I'll stick with like dry flies and like foam bugs for now, as to not get caught on anything. That is so cool, you got to learn how to tie flies in school. I notice a lot of the like downloadable things have like the Boy Scouts Association seal on it. Too cool. I wish I got that part, like my grandpa used to tie flies, but long ago, long before I was born. And he was really into camping and had just about every Coleman object ever made. And really wish I grew up in those times, which I did my best to kind of almost I don't want to say like try to recreate it, but like did a lot of camping in high school, and like that's your first kind of personal, you know, activity decisions, and carried on from there. But I really do wish I got to do that kind of thing with my family and stuff. Or in school, that would have been nice. Wanted to go to Boy Scouts so bad when I was a child, but I think they finally did start letting girls in, however. I had no interest in selling the cookies. That sounded like hell, honestly. And, you know, Child's Association is very slim, especially back then. 90s. Hello. Okay, so I'm gonna stripe this real quick. I'm just using, I do want to try the dental floss. I have some unscented or what have you, and really we'll have some really bright white stripes. I'm gonna hit this. This thread is very thin. And that silk thread is super soft. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Ooh, I can't hardly see. The light just cuts right at a good part. Sometimes the string becomes almost invisible. This way, child. Is there any reason I'm making it this way? So, very much a beginner. Right now, I'm tying more of these mosquitoes from this fishing encyclopedia. And just a little basic mosquito. Pretty much the only components is thread and grizzly. Let me make sure, let me get these comments up. I might have to grab the stand real quick just to make it a hair easier to not miss anything. Sometimes it's hard to look down, and when I look at this screen for comments, it just looks demented, so I try to look at the other screen. One moment. Up for a second. Alright, so let me get this guy on. And yeah, she's gonna be a mosquito. Gonna get some wings for him. It comes together super nice, and I perhaps I'm not creating the greatest fly, but I feel with beginner hands, and it comes out quite nice. I just realized something though. My proportions. I know how important proportions are. And sometimes I'm just all kinds of off because I have very little understanding currently in that. area. So please never hesitate. Sometimes it takes me a second to either look down or notice criticism, but it's very, very valuable, because about 2 months in, but still there's so much I have very little understanding. And ooh, just trying to pick out some good wings. Every feather is so different from one another, just like human beings. So, probably like there. Just gonna move them around. Alright, one more. They're so soft. So one little bit of like tension release, and they do slide around their will. Should be good. There's one thing I'm not at all sure what to do with. You see on the other side of these two feathers, there's all this scruff. Like, I'm wondering if I should just leave that and try to incorporate it into the... Alright, get this excess off so I can better see what's happening. And throw some glue. This is one thing that I really, really wish I knew about, and it might not even be like enjoyed by men. I mean, I'm sure it's fine, but I really try to go through as many forums as possible, because there's so many tools and supplies that I have a lot of questions about before I could even try to accumulate them. Okay, so I get some long feathers for the hackle. Yeah, I really need some more patterns to at least begin to learn. Isn't that beautiful? Just intensely beautiful. Anything with black and white in nature, really neat. But that might be a hair. Oh, let's see. I'm tying a mosquito, an attempt at a mosquito. Definitely a beginner, but been trying to finally try things that like I really didn't think I was going to be able to do. Last attempt was with the woven body, and it's also from this book. I'm looking for more books with patterns. Just got Mary Orvis's, should have a decent amount of patterns, because all the pattern books I have are mostly saltwater, but slowly, and this is quite heavy, so I'm not at all sure how to fish that. The hook that I use is quite heavy, and of course with the wax thread and a lot of weight to that, which I'm going to probably be testing on a, the reason why I haven't been, my lightweight setup, the reel is a little broken, so it has no like no finesse or anything, and the drag is actually broken too. It's like $8 on eBay. But I have another 33, the older one, which is actually very enjoyable. However, I really need to... Oh, one moment. I really need to change the thread on it because it's pretty much dry rotted. Alright, so I'm just not really sure on what to do with all this scruff. Maybe I should like try to, you know what? Learning is also about experimenting. So, in the spirit of this truth, I must give it a go. Just to see what happens, to see what the materials do. Because I am actively learning. Okay, I already don't like it. This is hard. This hurts. Stay. Okay, so I like that scruff though, I just don't know if it serves any purpose. Well, anyway, we're just gonna go right on back. And since there's no wire wrapping, I'm gonna go counterclockwise. Or not, like, under instead of over. And my phone screen timed out, so I gotta turn it back on to, yeah, I can do that because these exist, which is essentially a weight to hold your feather, so you can hands-free crafts, nothing falls. It's brilliant. So let me get this up because I completely forgot to. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. Hey Rashad, how you doing today? Hey Carl. Holy crap. Holy crap, there's a lot of people. That blew my mind a little bit. Hope everyone's having a beautiful day. Any fly dyers here, please recommend any patterns, especially like anything that has peacock curl, or I just don't have any quill feathers for wings yet, or deer hair. Whew. It's nerve-wracking a little bit. I'm just gonna do a little... Whoa, what am I doing? I was going the wrong way. Alright. I'm just gonna do a little safety tack. And then, oh gosh, I remember what I'm supposed to focus on now. Bass flies. If anybody has any bass fly pattern recommendations, more than appreciated. Alright, so I left that scruff this time, and I really am questioning my decision because I think it's a bad one. Yeah, no. Let me just try to figure. Alright. Try to get these wings back, those fibers down, and then perhaps cut the fibers. Alright, one more loop over here. Okay, this was not a good idea. But if you keep at, it, then they'll know what not to do in the future. So there is no loss. Okay. Oh, did I trap myself? Oh, I made it worse. I made the issue worse. Oh. Did it remedy? Oh, I messed it up. Shoot. Yeah, yesterday's stream also, I just couldn't get anything right. But I have a tendency of doing that learning, I've noticed. Anything, whether it be crochet, like piano, well, like I should say teaching myself stuff. Even though in this journey I've had y'all, which has been invaluable. And worldwide also, it's just a beautiful thing. Sometimes wish I was born in a different decade, but I think everyone does. One point or another. Dang it. So then this is why I want to keep tying the mosquitoes, because I just haven't gotten it right. It's like my hands forgot. But I have a tendency to do that learning anything, and it's like 5 steps back. But then when it does strike, I get a few notes of progress. But dang. Not quite. But not, you know. See, I still see a mosquito. Now, as far as it in water and how it's gonna move and if it's gonna stay upright, I have no idea. That is the next step in this journey, and that's actually the step I'm most frightened by. Like, I thought the material acquisition was scary. Oh no, because I really gotta bring as many of these out. And I don't mind the slight differences right now, because perhaps one of the accidents will be the one that actually stays upright or stays afloat. I appreciate that, Bacon Grease. And another like funny, so this parachute obviously is not very good. I tied it wrong. I didn't, for some reason, didn't trace the feather up along the post material, so winding it down was just chaos. Like, I somehow got a beard on this side, but I also used rabbit fur, which soaks up water like nothing else. Well, I don't know that, but I know it soaks up water now. And so now it looks really funny to counterproductive fly. And decapitated feathers. Been saving all the feathers I cut from, or cut wings from, because all this could be used for a bunch. And I started learning more about soft tackling yesterday, and I really want to make some of those spiders. And I don't have the partridge feathers, however, I was learning a little bit about substitutions also. Ooh, Bacon asked a question. You know, I didn't think about the flies getting damaged to pliers, taking them out of a fish's mouth. It's really neat because Code's grandpa's flies. Thankfully, I still have them because it's been a goal to tie from this, because then could actually use them, because they're sentimental, of course. Eee. But it's really cool to see which ones have use and like different damage points. But slowly saving materials to make some of these poofy ones to try to replicate them absolutely. And these are, this is the disco side, and this one is a little. Ooh. And there's also this tool. I haven't run into this yet, so I'm not exactly sure what this is. It's got a hole. Like you could slip a thread in there, but I'm not exactly sure. Is it to complete a knot, maybe? Perhaps that is. Alright, so, well, might as well set this back on it. I'm gonna look up some bass flies. Oh, I gotta look down. Oh, cool. Burger Destroyer. Nice. Burger Destroyer. Soft tackles are a good beginner fly, especially spiders. That's exactly the one I want to give a go. Or the, I guess, style? Or... What do I speed the mosquito after I make it? Too funny. Oh, a tippet. Very cool, Matt's fishing mission. A very cool name too. Nice. Does look like a mosquito. Brilliant. The one I had, the first one I did, some of this tackle got trapped up front, and it looks like a super realistic, like I was looking at the daddy long legs patterns also, because that's one of the ones that I really want to go for too. But I don't yet have any partridge feathers. I have turkey. I haven't tried knotting those, but the other large feathers that I have, I tried knotting and they just didn't look, you could hardly see the knot on it. More than a knot just made it too weak. But people tie some, like, I mean, people tie like straight up works of art that should be behind glass, but like the daddy long legs looks so why is this up so much? Usually I don't see myself, and that's nice. Keep seeing. Alright, but the daddy long legs patterns are extraordinary. Maybe if I do this, I'll just zoom in more. And I gotta fix this again. So I have a clear background. I really meant to do that. I totally forgot. As soon as I changed, I was like, oh, this is a bad idea. It looks like static from a TV, so to see, could just like get some bibs. Let me get. I'm gonna bring the phone with me, but if any pattern recommendations, I have a ton of hackle feathers and just not pheasant or quills yet, which I'm having a bit of a hard time finding either or. They're just like the craft store has some really thin pheasant feathers, however they were like $5 for like 2. Adam's Drive. fly. Now that I can do. I wonder if that, so I found this one site I've been sticking to called Fat Fingered Fly Tire. And the reason being, hey, he's done a parachute. I don't have any parachute post material, and I do have, I don't know what it's made out of. This was supposed to be my flotation experimentation chamber. However, it's become a scrap bin, but I don't know if it's polypropylene. I don't think it is. But it is macrame cord. I've been looking for the polypropylene, but none of the craft stores near me have the Bonnie cord, and I believe that was it. But there's this. I really gotta just see if it floats and for how long. Oh, I don't know why. The last few days have been tired. It's probably been rehabilitating a little guy. And gave him a bath at like 3 in the morning. So he's got a parachute at him, so let me find. I really gotta figure out. I looked up what you can use for post material. However, let's see. I could do a sunken ant. I've been wanting to do that for a while. Adam's dry fly. So, trying to figure out what that. It looks like the body is I could be wrong. Let me see. Pattern. Fine dry fly dubbing. What fur? What under fur can be used for dry dubbing? Rabbit, but I thought rabbit makes it sink. Beaver, nice. What does beaver look like? Beaver fur. Maybe. Oh, okay, so maybe fur collar. Could any of these be beaver? It has that like. This can't be beaver, right? This would be too perfect. It's a collar from an old jacket. I have a big old bag of these. And this, maybe this. This feels a little thicker, like each individual like guard hair feels rather thick and almost wet to the, I mean they both kind of feel wet to the touch. Look like it's beaver or muskrat. I think last time someone recommended muskrat. Not recommended, but been trying to ID these for a minute. Beaver versus muskrat. Because it does look like fur of an animal you just spent a good amount of time in water. Just based off that sheen, nothing more. one could be a Martin or Fisher. Yeah, because these, I had a mink jacket just from a thrift shop, and it got ripped apart, and it feels totally different from these. And then this is almost the same color as this super shiny, super sheened out. However, a little puffier, a little fluffier, a lot more under fur. And then this one feels kind of like a possum, really. Fluffy, not a lot of sheen. And the tips of the guard hairs are dark brown. But you can't, yeah, you can see that. But I'd love to put these to use because just brushing them, you can gather a ton of under fur from them. And coyote, okay, so that's probably a fluffy light brown one. Yeah, I can see that. And so on top of these, I have a ton of scraps that are just dry rotted scraps. But these are still usable and functional as collars for jackets. But brushing them, you get a ton of under fur. And the scraps could be using for tails and whatnot. Very cool. Whoa. So I really do want to try Adam's fly. I think if I look, just the dubbing, I have to kind of fake it. I think I'm gonna go with this one. It won't be gray, and it'll be a brownish color. Alright, just use a flea comb. And slowly, especially the shorter fiber one, or the shorter fur, slowly you'll pick up some of that under fur. So, if you know anyone with any fur in their closet, so you can offer it to freshen them up a little bit. And a lot of thrift stores, and of course eBay, sometimes it takes a search, like a search, what do you call it? Like searching something a different way. Really nice fur. So it's like a brownish, almost like brown with a pinch of mulberry in there. Really indescribable color. Just kind of looks brownish black on the screen. So this painting it, interesting. I knew I should have got, I passed a big thing of fabric pink a long time ago. I feel like there's a few instances where, like the underside of Zonker strips, like kind of like a blank canvas, and still haven't found a use for the puffy paint either. I have so much of it. I kind of really want to just donate it. It takes up a whole area. Personally can't stand this stuff because it takes like 24 hours to dry, sometimes longer. Okay, I thought I grabbed the wrong hook. I have the last few wet hooks in the same case. Because I did have a few left, I just didn't want to run it. Oh my gosh. I didn't even look to see what the thread color is. So. Muskrat. Okay. Gray. Greatest thing about fly tying is that you just go back. And I don't mind putting this back on the spool because it is already really low quality. Yeah. Thread. And I grabbed the wrong holder to begin with. So, yeah, it's gray. I have a ton of different color wool, but that absorbs water super quick. And I'm trying to think of other materials that could be used for dry dubbing. It's not yet 100% sure on like how much to mix or what materials for what, because I do notice a bunch of different types of dubbing. I don't know, that'll serve different purposes. Diddy was hidden by making. Oh, what a treat. That's really funny to look down on. Okay. Brown and grizzly hackle fibers. I gotta dig some of those out real quick. Adam's gray, fine, and dry. Wait, grizzly hackle tips. Hackle, brown, and grizzly. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a better step by step. I always add too many fibers to the tail. And there's a lot of variations, so try to find one to land on. I am tying, trying to tie a Adam's fly here. I have yet to. I might have to find like a short. Let's see, brown. Okay, brown. Are you brown? Or are you like orange? I don't know. Gonna be brown today. That's like orange. And brown is just like a dark orange. It's like dipped in orange. Ooh. Alright, okay. Never been so scared in my life. They also, gosh, I long for the day I can properly identify upon glance if it's a hen or a rooster feather gaze is affixed. Let's see. Would that be considered pointy or round? The webbing up here, at least, doesn't extend so far out. I'm just worried about it not working as a dry fly if I keep getting the feathers wrong. Let's see. Oh, I need some wings too. Some wings and things. It's amazing how much variation within a single patch of feathers there is. Just saw one that was like, no, maybe not. Most of my time is spent looking for a perfect pair of wings. Especially when it's just me. I will spend an eternity. I try to push myself. Well, here. Bam. About 2 feathers. Alright. Okay. I think I'm going to. Just seems kind of webby. I feel like this is a. Right? That's a hen feather, right? Five feet for fish. Interesting. I will say store-bought shrimp is better than the stuff the tackle shops have near me. I wonder. I'm not exactly sure if this is gonna work. This is yellow, however, brownish, quite long. But no webbing. Well, the webbing is very. I read that as long as it goes past the gape and not too much. Very thin. Let me dig through my feathers once more. Ah. Yeah. No. Well, maybe. This might end up being like an amalgamation. Rooster? Well, this is a lot more brown. So I'll work with that one. Let me attempt a tail here. I wonder why it said brown and grizzly, so wow, that's difficult. It just immediately dropped all the fibers. So I get this part wrong every time. Alright, so before I try to slide that into position, it looks about a shank length. So this is too short. Oh shoot. I wonder if that is enough length. I'm not totally sure. I don't quite like how it's positioned either. I think that's a hen feather. Oh, dang. So I have a ton of hen feathers. Even this one. See that point? I brushed it a good amount. Very thin. I was digging for worms yesterday. I didn't get any worms tonight. Oh no. It's already pitch out there. So I quite honestly not sure, and I don't know why, but I'm gonna add a little glue. I'm doing this probably arse backwards. I could not find a step-by-step in pictures, and I really need patterns like spoon-fed right now. For real. Like, a really brilliant bit of advice from you was the patterns are usually in the order in which they're tied. However, even then it's there's just I think a little too much I don't understand, so I can't really do the best like process or come up with the best route. At least that's how it feels. Okay, I just saw say don't like go back and forth. I have a habit of doing that, trying to like almost mash the dubbing into a loop. Oops. Get like a kind of like a base noodle and then add a little bit more. So unfortunately this color is totally off from the recommended gray. Okay. Nope. I don't really watch crime shows at all, but one that got me to click on it and never again. I think people should all live happily ever after. Shit was traumatizing. What the hell? Oh no! So, like a catfish on the internet, this looks nothing like the picture. I feel bad for the future of AI. It's just been wild to watch. Get slowly and slowly more convincing. So I should probably not go this far. Yeah, I liked gripping on. Because the hackling. I can't see the head shape, and a little nerve wracking the wings, but almost the same placement as I've been trying to hit for the mosquitoes. Ooh. So not looking too hot. My tail is wretched. But I'm trying to just maintain constant. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a blast testing have like a picnic or something. Just gotta plan the perfect day because time melts, especially fishing. It really melts. Like you'll swear like you were only there for an hour and it's been like 8. Like closest things to time travel on Earth: sleep and fishing. You'll wake up and with a whole other sky above you. Shit. Oh. Go back. Oh no. This is going to be very difficult. I should not have cut those feathers. This might be impossible. I know nothing is, but in this case, might be. 3 Lucy's. Okay. Didn't think I'd be able to get those. Oh my god, I did it again. Alright, let's try that. I just am not leaving any room at the head. One more time. Oh, okay. Try this again. It was so stressful. I just had a childhood flashback of the Atlanta Zoo. I try not to like prematurely cut things, but I do. Okay, well that's close. Alright, there's a lot more room for some brown hackle. Oh man. Practice makes progress, even though it's not the most evident currently right now. Alright, sorry y'all. Oh, kitten. Kitten requires a meal. My fingers get in the way. That's one of the biggest things too, is I never know where to put my hands to begin with. Hold on, kitten. Whew. Have a quick breather before I try. Let me go feed Miss Itkin Egos Snake. Okay. Wow. Look at me doing it again. Prematurely cutting the... Alright, so... I counterwrap it since there's no wire. Here. Let me feed the beautiful angel Itkin Egos Snake. Alright. So, apologies. this isn't going as intended. However, learning a lot, and just happy to. Ooh, I did that the last go. I'm backwards on that thread. No. What did I do? Oh. Oh, sliding. Been waiting the perfect pattern because it's the same fear in any craft of running out of materials. So always looking for good patterns. Shoot, I did it again. What do I do with all this scruff? Just cut it? Alright. It has a nice shelf. I don't know if that's proper, but it had a nice shelf for this to go. I'm glad you didn't see my face when I tried that. No. What am I doing? I just not doing very good right now. I gave myself like zero, like negative space for this. Why is this not, this, like, nothing's computing right now? I think I broke it. Oh dear. This is a bad situation. And I'm going to try to tie this off one way or another. And start from scratch, because this is real bad. I don't even know how we got here. I am quite nervous. This is pretty much the most people that have been here at once. Holy trucks. So that did not work out one bit. I have a lot of learning to do. But, you know what? These kind of rejects are gonna be for practicing casting. Okay, it's gonna need a little practice for that. I'm looking for a good bait caster. Read good things about using flies with bait casters. Any recommendations? Been appreciated. I'm not gonna cement the head. I'm just gonna throw this aside. Sorry about that. But learned a lot. I really don't know what it is about. I never give myself any room up there. So let's see. How is everybody doing today? They could be earrings. I do plan on making earrings. I haven't yet finally plunged into. I'm gonna make some deceivers and woolly gropers first. And I semi-prepped the stuff. I just can't find my ear wires anywhere. I've started kind of excavating the jewelry supplies because I did kind of pack everything up. Gosh, well, I am probably gonna watch some videos because I keep running into brick walls and I wanna get through a pattern for you. So please do feel free to recommend any patterns or any materials or uses for materials. I'll put our little reject up here. Whoops, it's cute, but you know, not quite at Adam's fly. But gonna watch some videos, and I couldn't find any step-by-steps for it, just the parachute version, which I don't have the parachute post material. But again, if there's anything that I might have that I could substitute, never hesitate. Facebook, I'm really over there, but for the most part on Instagram, and yeah, please feel free to either like find over there or comment any recommendations so I can find them and see them. And I'm not able to see the live chat, like reread through it to make sure I didn't miss anything until about like 24 hours. It takes to catch up and stuff like that. And yeah, but hope everyone has a beautiful day. I haven't fly fished yet, however, going to be, even though the pole's broken, or the reel is broken, still gonna give it a go. Just been planning a day. That's why I've been asking a lot of questions on the leader and knots, as far as, because this is just a floating line and then it has a tapered leader. It's a really cheap pole, but gonna be ideal to just get the mechanics down and actually be able to engage with it a little bit. And so hoping to, that's why one reason too, I'm trying to blast out as many patterns as I can to see what I'm able to fish with, or what like this side, I'm not sure like how this would even float. A lot to learn, that's for sure. About 2 months in. Sorry about that. But I appreciate that, Bacon Grease. Hope you have a beautiful night as well. And yeah, never hesitate. And I did finally find my stamp, so I gotta work on fair size package. And yeah, but I did find stamps, and a lot of these are negative weight. Like, I can weigh it, they weigh nothing, and it would take just a stamp to send it. So please never hesitate and use some tactile feedback. On that note, I hope everyone has a beautiful evening and happy trails.